No one remembered the first time Adewale told the truth. They only remembered that he never stopped. In the village of Ilé-Ọkàn, where dust clung to bare feet and palm trees whispered secrets older than names, lies were not sins. They were tools. Gentle lies saved marriages. Clever lies saved farms. Sacred lies protected children from spirits they were not ready to know. But Adewale did not bend truth, not when it hurt, not when it endangered him, not even when silence would have saved his life. On the morning the story truly began, the elders sat beneath the iroko tree, their staffs pressed into the earth like roots seeking memory. The air was thick, birds had gone quiet, and everyone already knew. The man who never lied had spoken again. Adewale was not loud, he was not proud. He farmed his land, greeted elders properly, knelt when required, and kept his eyes low. But his mouth obeyed something deeper than fear. As a boy, when his mother asked who broke the clay pot, he spoke, even as his cousin wept beside him. As a youth, when hunters returned empty-handed and blamed the forest spirits, Adewale said quietly, "You left before the moon reached its peak." As a man, when a bride asked if her husband still loved another woman, he answered. Each truth cost him something: friends, comfort, protection. Yet he never learned the language of lies. Some said it was a blessing. Others whispered it was a curse from birth. The elders feared it was something else entirely. It happened during the festival of first rain. Drums thundered, dancers spun, palm wine flowed. The village laughed the way only people untouched by tomorrow can laugh. Then Adewale spoke. The chief's youngest son had gone missing 2 nights earlier. The forest was blamed. The spirits were blamed. A sacrifice was already planned. But Adewale stepped forward. His voice did not rise. It did not shake. Then he said, "The forest did not take him," he said. "He followed a man." The drums died. Eyes turned. The chief stood slowly, rage wrapped in. "Which man?" the chief asked. Adewale looked at the chief and answered, "Your brother." In that moment, the village split. Those who feared the truth and those who feared what would happen now that it had been spoken. The chief did not strike Adewale. That frightened everyone more. Instead, he smiled, a thin, dangerous smile, and said, "Truth must always be tested." That night, Adewale's hut was searched. His crops were trampled by accident. Children were warned not to speak to him. Truth had made him visible, and in Ilé-Ọkàn, visibility was dangerous. His wife, Abike, begged him in whispers, "Please, just this once, let silence speak." Adewale touched her forehead gently. "Silence is still a kind of lie," he said. She wept, because she already knew what truth demanded. 3 days later, the elders summoned Adewale to the shrine of Otito, the ancient spirit of truth rarely invoked because it never answered gently. The shrine lay beyond the far farms, where the soil darkened and the air felt heavier. They believed this would break him. Inside the shrine, the elder priest asked only one question: "Why do you never lie?" Adewale hesitated for the first time in his life, then said, "Because when I was a child, the truth spoke to me first." The shrine went silent. The priest's hand trembled, because no one was supposed to hear Otito anymore.
That night, Adewale dreamed. Not dreams of symbols or riddles, but memory. A moonless night, a voice like dry leaves scraping stone, a promise made before he understood language. "If you carry me, I will protect you, but you will never be free." Adewale woke drenched in sweat. Outside, the village drums beat, not for celebration, for judgment. The chief did not sleep. In Ilé-Ọkàn, silence from a ruler was never peace, it was preparation. At dawn, messengers moved through the village without drums. No announcements, no warnings, only whispers followed them like shadows. Adewale noticed it first at the stream. Women stopped talking when he arrived. Children were pulled away by the wrists. Even the water felt different, as though it did not wish to reflect him. By midday, the chief finally spoke. He summoned the elders, the priests, and Adewale to the clearing of judgments, where executions had once taken place before mercy learned to pretend. Adewale stood alone, no family beside him, no friend close enough to touch. The chief's brother, the man Adewale had accused, was brought forward. His wrists were bound loosely, almost ceremonially. He smiled. "He hates me," the brother said calmly. "I refused him land years ago." Murmurs rippled. The chief turned to Adewale. "Is this true?" he asked. Adewale answered instantly, "Yes." The village gasped. The chief's eyes narrowed. "Then why accuse him?" Adewale lifted his head. "Because he still took the boy." The brother laughed. "You see," he said, "even his truths contradict themselves." The elders shifted uneasily. Truth, when isolated, often sounded like madness. The head priest stepped forward. "There is an older way," he said. "Let truth judge truth." They brought out the oath calabash, carved with symbols older than memory. Inside it lived a ritual few survived. The spirit Otito did not punish lies, it revealed consequences. The accused must drink. The crowd leaned forward. The chief's brother hesitated. Then Adewale spoke. "I will drink first." Gasps turned to protests. The priest searched his face. "You know what this means." Adewale nodded and said, "Truth has never spared me. Why should it now?" He drank. The world tore open. Adewale did not scream, but his knees hit the earth. He saw the village not as it was, but as it would be. Fields burned from betrayal. Children starving beside full granaries. The chief alone, crowned, surrounded by bones. And at the center of it all, a voice whispering truths too heavy for mouths. Then he saw himself, older, hollow-eyed, still speaking, still breaking things. When the vision released him, blood ran from his nose. The priest whispered, "You survive because you belong to it." The village fell silent. Now it was the brother's turn. He reached for the calabash and stopped. "I will confess," he said suddenly. Shock rippled outwards. "I took the boy, but I did not kill him." The chief's breath caught. "Where is he?" The brother looked at Adewale and lied. "The forest." Adewale felt it immediately. A tightening behind his eyes, a weight pressing on his tongue. The lie was thick, dangerous. The chief turned. "Is this true?" The entire village leaned toward Adewale. One word would send men running. One word would save a child. But the truth burned. Adewale opened his mouth and closed it. The world waited. Then he spoke. Yes. The lie left his lips like poison, and for the first time in his life, nothing happened. The brother was executed at sunset. The forest was searched. The boy was found alive, hidden in a trader's camp far from Ilé-Ọkàn. The village rejoiced. They praised Adewale. They thanked him. They called him wise. But that night, Otito came. Not in a dream, in the flesh. The truth spirit stood at the foot of Adewale's mat, its form shifting, half man, half shadow, voice like cracking earth. "You broke our covenant," it said. Adewale knelt. "I saved a child." "You chose outcome over essence," Otito replied. "Now you will learn what lies protect and what they rot." The spirit reached out and touched his chest. From that day, Adewale could still speak truth. But now, when he spoke it, others suffered immediately. A woman asked if her husband cheated. He answered,
The man collapsed, blood filling his mouth. A hunter asks why he missed his shot. Adewale answered, the hunter's hand withered overnight. Truth had become punishment. The village grew afraid again. Not of lies, but of Adewale. The elders met in secret. Truth is devouring us, one said. Then remove its mouth, another answered. Abike overheard them. She ran to Adewale in tears. Run, she begged. Please, I don't care if you lie. I just want you alive. Adewale held her. If I run, he said softly, truth will follow. Outside, torches were already being lit. The torches came first, then the voices, not shouting, chanting, low, rhythmic, the sound people made when they needed courage more than justice. Abike pressed her forehead to Adewale's mat. Go, she whispered. If they take you, truth will die with you. Adewale shook his head. Truth doesn't die, it changes hands. The first stone struck his wall. He did not wait for the second. Adewale fled through the farms, bare feet tearing against thorns, moonlight slicing the land into silver and shadow. Behind him, the village he had protected with honesty burned with fear. He ran into the forest, trying to find his way to the village nearby for safety. Then a voice stirred inside him. Not Otito, something newer and colder. You learned how to lie. Now learn why they do. Adewale met a woman. She walked beside him as though she had always been there. Her feet made no sound. Her body cast no shadow. You broke truth, she said calmly. Adewale stopped. I saved the child. You saved a future, she corrected, and killed a principle. Who are you? He asked. She smiled without warmth. I am what remains when truth is bent too often. She did not give a name. Names, she said, were promises. Ilé-Ọkàn changed quickly. Without Adewale, lies grew bold. The chief rewrote events. Elders denied past words. Promises were made cheaply. At first, it felt like relief. Then sickness spread, not of the body, but of trust. Men accused wives, brothers fought, children learned silence early. Truth had not vanished, it had turned feral. On the road, Adewale met a dying trader. The man clutched his arm. Will my family survive? He asked. The woman without shadow watched. For the first time, Adewale chose gently. Yes, he said. The man died, smiling. Nothing broke. No blood, no screams. The woman nodded. Now you understand, she said. Lies are not evil. They are mercy without memory. Adewale wept.
That night, Otito returned, fading, cracking, weakened. You are replacing me, it hissed. No, Adewale said softly. I am correcting you. You were chosen, the spirit roared. You were meant to be pure. Adewale stood. Purity without compassion is cruelty. The spirit recoiled, and for the first time in history, truth had no answer. The village hunters found Adewale 3 days later, but they did not bind him. They knelt. Come back, they begged. We don't know what is real anymore. Adewale looked toward Ilé-Ọkàn, a place he loved, a place that feared him. If I return, he said, nothing will be the same. They said they understood. They did not. Adewale returned to Ilé-Ọkàn. The chief greeted Adewale with open arms. Forgive us, he said. We were afraid. Adewale felt the lie. Large, polished, political. The woman without shadow stood behind the chief now, watching. The chief leaned closer. Tell them you were wrong, he whispered, just once. Then you can speak truth again. The village waited. History held its breath.
The crowd pressed closer. Children clung to legs. Elders leaned on staffs worn smooth by doubt. The chief's smile did not move his eyes. "Say it," he urged softly. "Say you were wrong." Adewale looked around Ilé-Ọkàn, at the walls he helped raise, at the faces that once trusted him without fear. He felt the truth waiting, sharp, absolute, devastating. He also felt the lie, gentle, stabilizing, temporary. Adewale inhaled and spoke. "I was wrong." The village exhaled. Relief swept through them like rain after drought. The woman without shadow closed her eyes. The moment the words landed, the ground trembled. Not violently, like a body recognizing sickness. Otito screamed. The sound came from everywhere and nowhere. "You have unmade me." The sky dimmed. Birds fled. The iroko tree shed leaves out of season. The lie did not harm immediately. That was worse. Life improved. Harvests grew. Arguments softened. The chief ruled smoothly. People lied kindly. A mother told her son he was strong. A husband told his wife he would return. The chief told the village he served them. Peace settled in, but beneath it, nothing held. The woman without shadow walked freely now, everywhere. Adewale discovered the final consequence. When he spoke truth, no one believed him, not even himself. When he spoke lies, the world obeyed, a curse inverted. The elders begged him to stay silent. The chief asked him to speak only during ceremonies. Adewale realized then he was no longer a man. He was a tool. Only one person still heard truth, a child, too young to understand politics, too innocent to fear outcomes. The boy asked Adewale, "Why does everyone smile when they are afraid?" Adewale knelt and told him the truth. The boy nodded and remembered.
At the edge of the village, the woman without shadow returned. "You can end this," she said. "Speak the final truth. Destroy the balance you created." "And the village?" Adewale asked. "It will survive," she replied, "but it will never be innocent again." Adewale looked at Ilé-Ọkàn one last time. "Neither will I." One evening, the drums called everyone. Even the sick came. The chief stood proudly. "Speak," he commanded. "Bless us." Adewale stepped forward. The child watched from the back. The woman without shadow stood in the trees. Otito waited, broken but listening. Adewale spoke slowly, carefully. He told them everything. Every lie they had accepted, every comfort they chose over clarity, every future they sold for peace. Words fell like stones. The chief screamed. The elders collapsed. The village shattered, not physically, but internally. Silence returned, heavy, permanent. The following morning, Ilé-Ọkàn woke to quietness. No roosters crowed, no mortar struck grain. Even babies seemed to sense that noise would be disrespectful. People avoided each other's eyes because now they knew. Not rumors, not suspicions. They knew who lied, why they lied, and what it cost them to be comfortable. The chief did not come out of his compound, and Adewale was gone. Some said he walked into the forest before dawn. Others swore he saw him step onto Ono-Emi, the spirit path, and fade like breath on glass. Abike searched for him. She found only his walking staff, placed carefully at the edge of the village. No message, no farewell, only a single carving at the base of the staff, a symbol meaning balance, long forgotten. She understood then. He did not leave to punish them.
he left to protect them from needing him again. Without Adewale, truth did not disappear, but it became cautious. People paused before speaking. Silence gained respect. Lies were told, but fewer and with shame. Children were taught a new proverb: words are arrows. Do not loose them unless you know where they will land. The elders added another, never spoken loudly. And pray, the man who never lied never needs to return. Years passed. The boy who once listened without fear grew older. He became a keeper of stories. When asked about Adewale, he always said the same thing. He was not honest because he was good. He was honest because lies frightened him less than consequences. The elders never corrected him because it was true. Years passed. The boy who once listened without fear grew older. He became a keeper of stories. When asked about Adewale, he always said the same thing. He was not honest because he was good. He was honest because lies frightened him less than consequences. The elders never corrected him because it was true.
The shrine still stands, but the spirit does not answer anymore. Some say Otito left when truth learned humility. Others say it waits for another foolish soul willing to carry it whole. The priests no longer ask questions there. They say some answers cost too much. On rare nights, when the moon refuses to shine fully, travelers claim they meet a man on the road. He asks nothing. He offers nothing. But if asked a question, a real one, he answers. And whatever truth he gives changes the life of the person who hears it. That is why elders lower their voices when speaking of honesty. That is why parents teach children when not to speak. And that is why, in Ilé-Ọkàn and beyond, one belief remains unchallenged. Truth is sacred. Lies are human. And a man who never lies must never be made a ruler. So if you ever meet a man who tells the truth without mercy, do not praise him too quickly. Ask instead, what did it cost him to learn silence, and what might it cost you to hear him speak?